I am sure most of you have heard of sleight of hand. Doing magic, something fast, something tricky with your hands. Today I'm going to be showing you sleight of nose. That's right, sleight of nose. Because I can do magic, very fast and magical magic, mysterious magic, with my schnoz, with my nostrils, okay? I know it's quite a claim, but look. You spread out the cards. Someone can touch one. Let's say they touch that playing card. They really do have 100% free choice. You say, what card we got today? We got the 4 diamonds. That's going to be the card. You say, I'm going to make the card vanish. I'm going to make it vanish up my nose. Now, right now, it would hurt me, okay? Right now, it's a little big for me to jam it up my nose there for sure. So I'm going to take the card, fold it in half. You spread out the cards and touch any card, the one they touch, you're going to use. Say, I'm also going to take the card. I'm going to roll it small. Kind of small, like this, so maybe it's not going to hurt my nose quite so much. And in fact, I'm going to take it now and tear it in half, okay? They get to choose which half they want to use. Let's say they go with this one. You say, look, I'm going to take it and tuck it inside the card case. Now you're thinking to yourself, well, that's not much of a vanish. I mean, we can all hear it inside there. But this is not the one I'm going to vanish up my nose. The one I'm going to vanish up my nose, very slowly here. You say, look, watch. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Just like that. The piece, I don't know if you can see it, the piece went right up my nose. Sleight of nose. But here's the really cool part, is I now have to sneeze the piece through the card case. I have to look at a bright light. And just like that. Believe it or not now. Both pieces back inside. And there's a little added bonus. I'm not going to say it's the snot, but it's a little added bonus. You will see that both pieces have impossibly gone back together. Okay. Confession time. I hardly ever jam a playing card up my nose. Now, I do love jamming things up my nose. I've been doing it for many, many years, okay? I'm going to reveal the secret to this. I'm going to reveal the secret to the whole card trick and the primary up-the-nose technique in just a moment. But I should come clean at the start and say, mostly I jam food up my nose. Oh, yeah. There's something about magic with food that hits people in a special place. And if you're going to put something up your nose, probably nothing more shocking or gross than putting a French fry, a green bean, a carrot, and no one ever thinks they're gimmicked. No one ever says, hey, wait a second, I think that the legume is gimmicked. Magic and food, I love it. Speaking of which, you have to, if you're not already a subscriber to my friend's channel, Eric Surf 6, okay? Lives in Japan, kind of a wild and crazy kind of guy, does some magic tricks, does some very cool reviews of restaurants, and he's a pretty crazy guy and very funny, very entertaining.
I'm the ringleader, gonna bring you along with me. Step in my theater, here's a taste what you're gonna see. Magic man, that's the persona, baby. And Japan, that's where the home is, baby. Back again, yeah, you know it, baby. Lord knows how hard Eric's working. Live young, hit the throttle. Get some, that's the motto. Get some, that's the motto. Make sure you sub Eric Surf 6.
Fire in the hole.
Sub Eric Surf 6. Sub Eric Surf 6.
So that's Eric Surf 6. I warned you. He's pretty crazy, okay? But very funny, does some really strong, direct magic, and lots of food stuff, lots of interesting food stuff. So if you're like me, and you got a kind of a passion for food and magic, definitely check out his channel and subscribe. Okay, let's do the deep dive. Let's take a look at this really bizarre trick, okay? I also have a green bean, half a chopstick, a carrot, a piece of popcorn, a folded bill, and a cork, a wine cork, all ready. Okay, you can do, this technique is super versatile. So, for starters, you're going to be using a duplicate. Okay, don't be too sad about that. I know you more experienced magician knew I was using a duplicate. And what I have here is I took one queen of clubs, folded it in half, gave it a good crease down the middle, then I took it and folded it, and I'm not rolling it. I'm kind of making it flat, sort of flat like that, okay? got this all set there. And this is going to start inside, fold it up, inside the card case, okay? So you can either, well, go into your bigger case during a show, you can slip it inside or have a duplicate case already. This is just inside the case, ready to go. All right, now, next I'm going to use this, and I'm going to force the card. I'm going to be using one of my favorite forces because it's so versatile. And because even though it is a force in a sense, they have 100% free choice of any card, which I love. 100% free choice. This is the double lift force, okay, with an automatic get ready. It's so nice. You spread out the cards. They touch any card. You push that one forward. You say, you sure? Are you positive? Are you really sure? They say if they change their mind, it's great. They can change their mind. So it's a nice thing about this force. They can change their mind until finally they arrive at one card, all right? Make sure you don't get a peek at it. Now, as I come over and spin the card out and bring it to the top, what I'm going to do is just as I come over here, my left thumb, if you do it with your right thumb, it's going to flash. My left thumb pushes the top card off. That's my force card, the queen. Pushes it off, pulls it back, and you get a break with your pinky, okay? So it's just that action. And that happens while I turn this here, put this on top, and turn everything over. It flows beautifully. So the queen, so they can touch any card, and they always get the queen of clubs, which is nice. Now, I cleaned up. I got rid of the duplicate because I'm not duplicate, double. I had a double lift, right? And so now I'm using the KM move, Kadiro Marlowe. And what that is as I flick it, my left fingertips just gently pull. They just pull that card off. So I'm here showing this, and either I come away like to my left, or what I like to do is I'm doing it right now as I'm lifting this, is give it a flick. And that covers, and I'm good to go. And this is one of these moves. Do not sweat it, fellow magicians, okay? If you're doing the move, okay, don't think, oh my God, they might see some tiny little side of a card. No one's going to care, okay? The force is so fair, okay? So we're now at the Queen of Clubs, okay? We're closing in on this. Now, before I show you the next part of this trick, I know a bunch of you are waiting. First, let me give you the question of the week. Since we're involving food, if you could do real magic with any food, what food? What would the trick be? Okay, real magic with any food. This is your chance to win a trick of mine that involves food. It's one of my marketed tricks called Wrap It Up. It's a piece of chewing gum that visibly, in the air, goes from a lump of chewing gum sitting on the wrapper to wraps up visibly. It looks like a computer trick. Wraps up into back into the piece of gum. Okay, so it's called Wrap It Up, and this is your chance to win one of 12. Leave a comment down below and answer the question: if you could do real magic with any food, which food? And what would the trick be? So what's the food item and what would the trick be? Leave a comment, automatically entered into the contest, okay? Now the Shine winners, let me just announce this right now because I've been getting emails, people saying I'm excited, did I win Shine from the last contest? Shine is a collection of coin magic tricks, okay? If you won, here's your name. Thomas Kirk, Captain. Edward Carr. Pope Christopher Pope. Come on, that was sort of I don't know. Of course he was going to win. Pope. Big Ragu, Evelyn Watkins, P.T. Ritchie, Ahmed Ibrahim. It's not Abraham, it's Ibrahim. So Ahmed Ibrahim, Anthony Tanzer, Todd Berger, Ben Jones, Neil Crabb with 2 B's. Very crabby. And William Thompson. Okay, you 12-1 as always with all my contests. Just send an email to my team. It's at contact@sankeymagic.com. Let them know your real name, your YouTube name if they're different, your mailing address, and they will ship out your prize. You guys won Shine. Lots of coin magic on there. I think you're going to like it. Thank you. Don't forget the question of the week. All right, let's jump into this. So, you have had a card touched. You switched it. It's a beautiful force, Queen of Clubs. What do? Well, we say, look, I'm going to take this and put this up my nose. It's going to go up my nose. People, what? You've heard a sleight of hand, maybe this is a sleight of nose. Say, watch, I'm going to try this, and you could even do I'm going to try to do it right now, 1, 2, and wait a second, I could get a rather nasty paper cut there. Let me make it a little easier on myself to jam your card up my nose, is the premise. I'm going to make it easier. So what do? Give it a nice fold in the middle, and really crease this. Because you want to make sure when you're going to tear this in half that you don't struggle. Hate to see magicians, hate to see myself struggling to tear a card. Very sad. Then I'm going to fold this up, like I did, fold it up, like exactly like the duplicate waiting for me in the case. Okay, now, get these aside. You're here like this, and what you're going to do is you say, look, in fact, now it's going to be easier. So there's a real reason. I like the rationale. Now it's going to be easier for me to maybe jam it up my nose, but let me make it a little bit easier. You bend it in half and tear it in half. Boom. Now, they get to choose either half. Let's say they go with the right one. You say, fine, I'm going to put this up my nose. Now, of course, it's already gone because you lapped it. This is why this is so great on Zoom, and this is why I often end up doing it with stuff that's lying around in a restaurant or a bar or French fry, is because you're seated. That's what makes this work. You could do stand-up versions and sleight of hand, but this is so easy. So if they point to the right one, all I do is I pick it up and really casually, I don't look at it. Choose one. Which one do you want? Whichever one they point to, then my eyes come up and I go, great. It flies. It's beautiful. And all I'm doing is pretending to take it, but picking it up with the fingers, letting it drop in my lap. Okay, like this. Obviously, if they point to this one, then the same thing with this one. If you're more comfortable with your right hand, you can still reach over. Okay, either way. I grab the card case. Now, the card case in this situation would be typically maybe I did some card tricks and switched in the case, or whatever the case is. Excuse the pun. Card case maybe was lying on the table from the start of this. Turn this over and drop this in like this and close this up. Now, this is such a fair take. Nobody doubts that you put the item in the case. It's clear. But just to add to it, and to support this idea of making it vanish, you say, I know you're not so impressed making it vanish. I mean, not only did it put it in the case, but you can hear it, right? I mean, it hasn't vanished yet. So this totally sells. No one doubts for a second. He just tore the card in half and put half in the case. It's obvious, which I love that stuff. Here, like this, okay? Now, you could do the same thing. You could do the same sleight and just drop it in your lap. But this is the technique, and this works so well, and you'll see why I do it with food all the time. Okay, this illusion, watch, of taking a piece like this and saying, watch me put this up my nose. Now, I bet you caught me this time, watching me right now. I bet you caught me, but the first time I bet you didn't. Because the first time you weren't looking for me to drop something in my lap. The timing on this is so sweet, okay? Because look, you hand is down on the table, you push up, and all you're doing is pushing this in, you're letting it push against your nostril and right into your fingers, right behind. Not even subtle, because I actually curl the wrist too. So even though it's still sticking out slightly, it looks great. So you push here, then this hand comes up here and does this. So just, if I did this and brought my hand down, some people would follow it down. But if you do this and then immediately bring up the other hand with the thumb, everybody's focus is, even if they start to wander, it's pulled right back up to your face again. This is where people's attention span goes. So it's push, hand goes up, perfect misdirection, and at this point is when I drop this in my lap. But do I stop? No, I come up here and continue. So watch the flow on this. Watch me take this out my... And both fists, maybe they think it's here, maybe they think it's here. You want to stretch the moment and keep, you want to put a time lapse as long as you can from when they saw it here between, like this, between you reveal it. Like this, it really hurts like this, and then I open my one hand like this and kind of sucker them and slowly open. And by now, when you're leaning forward, far from your lap, it's been a few seconds at least. When you do this now, everyone's thinking, what the hell is going on? Just what I thought he was hiding it in his hands, it's not. Where is it? Where the hell is it? Okay? So, you've done that, and now, of course, the trick's over, right? You're over here like this. I got a little bright light, you do the sneeze like this. Now, let me give you a few more pointers on this, okay? This is the valuable work now, the little additions. Notice with a carrot, a baby carrot, again, boom, up my nose, up my nose, up my nose. There's something about jamming food up your nose that's particularly gross, but it works so well. We all know card tricks and coin tricks. So you take a baby carrot can go up your nose. Half a chopstick. I've done it at a Chinese restaurant. Grab one of their cheap takeaway chopsticks, snap it in half. You put this up your nose. Now, we're getting into an interesting question. What about a piece of popcorn? Because a piece of popcorn you can actually put up your nose, right? You really can. So you could do this, okay? And oh my God, that really... Oh, that hurts. That hurts. But can you see it up there? People, at this point, it goes from magic to a weird stunt to something about getting the bill and leaving quickly. Okay? So, it's interesting. And I've done it all. I put a wine cork. You can do something as big as a wine cork. Now, you might be thinking, you can't do a wine cork. No one's going to believe it went up there. But the visuals are so strong. I mean, it looks like, and I got to do the last tip here, a dollar bill, fold a dollar bill, you can do the same thing. Here's the last tip. You want to know this. And that is, once you've ditched it in your lap, particularly if you're at a restaurant, there are people around, you might be thinking, you know, are they going to eventually start to think or look in your lap? Which is why in some situations I make it reappear without having it reappear inside the card case. I love the surprise on this. I mean, it's gone. Everyone expects the two. And the fact that it's creased and folded, looks exactly like the other one, but the restoration, I have done that. You may not get a lot of people wanting to examine it because of all the snot. But let me show you the tip here, though. I don't want you to go away now without learning this tip. And that is, let's say with a cork, okay? Boom, take it. I'm going to try to, I don't know if you know, slide of nose. I'm going to try to see if I can try to actually inhale the cork up my nose. But that's not the painful part. The painful part is sneezing. Sneezing it out. Very simple again, okay? I mean, we've been spending the last 10 minutes talking about my lap, so I'm sure it didn't fool you. But you show your hands undeniably empty. Pause a beat for it to register, okay? And then let your presentation lead, your words, suspend the theatrical tension there by saying, that's not the painful part. What? And now everyone's still with you, even though you've... So you pull back, all focus is up here, you drop one hand in your lap. No one's looking like this. You come up like this, and depending on the item, obviously you could have it palmed in a very kind of, so the hand looks totally empty. But even here, just loosely palmed, you come up here, and when you sneeze, the hand's here, let it fall, like that. So in that case, you don't have anything left in your lap. You've done two tricks, made it vanish, make it appear. And when this sucker, once you've shown your hands empty a beat before, now, when it falls out, it even more sells the idea that it was actually up your nose the whole time. And don't forget two things. Number one, leave a comment down below and let me know if you could do magic with any food, what would the food be and what would the trick be? And number two, check out my friend's channel, Eric Surf 6. He's a lovely guy. He's a crazy guy. He's very entertaining, okay? He loves food. He loves magic. It's all happening over there on his channel. Click a link. I'll leave a link down below. Click it, check it out, and subscribe to his channel.